Hello and welcome to Design Boss Dialogue, the podcast where bold and ambitious women in interior design come for real conversations to transform and take their businesses to new heights. I am your host, Lisa-Marie Elkhadraoui, interior designer and business mentor, here to share my experiences and insights into running an interior design business, as well as empowering you to build the confident, profitable design business you've been dreaming of and truly deserve. In this space, we blend creativity with strategy to help you craft your success and thrive in the world of design. Every episode is packed with unfiltered, no BS conversations, daily inspiration, and actionable business tips to turn your passion into a thriving, cash-rich business. Together, we're redefining what it means to succeed in the interior design industry, one intentional, game-changing decision at a time. So get ready to step up, elevate, and create the design empire you've always envisioned. Hello, my gorgeous souls. Welcome back to another episode of Design Boss Dialogue, your interior design business podcast. And I am so fired up for today's episode because it is the month of March. We are making money moves in March. And this episode is something that gets my fire burning. I want to talk about something that I believe is one of the biggest, most powerful shifts a woman can make in her business, and that is understanding her financials. Now, before I give you all the details on how you can understand your financials in Financial Mastery, which will be happening on Tuesday, the 24th of March at 10 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time this month, I want to dive into today's podcast because we're lifting the veil on money, a subject that most women sadly shy away from. So what is financial mastery? It's not just about making money, not just hoping more clients come in, but actually understanding the numbers that sit behind your business model. Because the truth is, many interior designers, they are wildly, incredibly talented, but they avoid the financial side of their business. Now, I see this all the time on discovery calls, mentorship calls, conversations with designers who are growing their businesses. And often when women first step into my world, I ask one very, very simple question, and that is, what does your financial forecast look like for the next year? And often the answer is, I'm not really sure. I don't have one, and it is so hard to forecast when I don't know what's coming in. Now, if you're listening today, please know, and if you're nodding along to this, please know this is incredibly common. You are not on your own, but something can change and has to change, okay? But it is also something that will quietly limit the growth of your business if you do not address it. Because if you do not understand the numbers, you cannot truly lead your business. And that is numbers in understanding how many clients you need each month from the data of your last financial year, your quarterly sales goals, what you want to make that year, and how you create a forecast that shows you the reflection in data for your sales and marketing strategy. Now, it all feeds into one. And if there is a disjointment in any section, it rattles the foundations. Financial plays a huge part of that, and understanding the money in your business is completely necessary. You cannot avoid it. So it begs the question, why do so many designers avoid their numbers? Now, this is a conversation that goes a lot deeper than spreadsheets, because often the reason women avoid the numbers has nothing to do with their capability or intelligence. It's emotional. Money carries a lot of heavy energy for most women, and it can bring feelings up of fear, uncertainty, self-doubt, and even a belief that they're not good with money. They can't handle or hold money. And when those feelings are present, the natural reaction is avoidance. We don't open the spreadsheets. We don't track the numbers. We're bad with the banking, and we avoid all the financials in the house potentially. And we really do not know how to keep money financially flowing in our business. And then in turn, it makes sales feel ick, awkward conversations, and it has a spiraling effect. We don't really look at what the business is producing financially. Instead, we just stay focused on the creative work, the projects and the design decisions. But what if we want to build a business that is profitable, sustainable, and growing? We cannot avoid this part of leadership in our businesses. It's an absolute no-no, because financial awareness is not just about accounting, okay? It's about clarity, direction, and complete control over your business. Now, one of the biggest shifts I see inside the women that I work with is when they move from a thinking of interior designer or stylist or stager or show homes to thinking like a business owner. Now, a designer might operate like this. Clients come in when they come in. Projects come in as they happen. Need another project this month. Revenue's fluctuating. It's feast or famine. But a business owner, they ask completely different questions. They ask questions like, how much revenue do I want in my business to generate this year? How many clients does that require to meet those sales targets? And what services need to be sold to achieve all of that? What does that look like across the whole of the year? And this is where I am saying to you, financial forecasting becomes so powerful because forecasting gives your business direction, a financial roadmap. This is what we're talking about. Instead of simply reacting to what comes in, you begin to build a plan for what your business is designed to produce. Something really interesting happens when a business owner, an interior design business owner, understands her numbers. This is what I'm talking about. Her entire relationship with her business changes. She becomes more calmer, more decisive, more confident because she knows what the business needs to do. And that is why I take all women in my one-to-one mentorships and accelerator programs through the basic understanding of their numbers and what that means to them and their businesses, and set them up with a financial tracker and a forecast model that allows them to understand the data in their business. Because when you know how much revenue you want to create, how many clients that requires, and how your services generate that income, that sales revenue into your business stops feeling chaotic. And instead of wondering if things are going well, you can actually measure it. You can track it. You can lead it. And this is incredibly regulating for your nervous system. Oh, it absolutely loves it when there's certainty, because uncertainty is one of the biggest sources of stress in the business. Clarity completely removes that. Now, this is the part that many designers do not realize. Understanding your numbers is directly connected to your sales strategy. If you do not know how much revenue your business needs to generate, how can you build an effective sales strategy? Now, for example, imagine you want to have or create 100,000 in revenue this year. That number alone doesn't give you clarity. But when we break it down, something really powerful happens. We begin asking what services are generating that revenue, how many projects does that represent, how many clients do we need, is that purely design direction or procurement and trade coordination? And once you know those numbers, you can start building a strategy around them. So let's say your average project generates 10,000. That means you need 10 projects to reach 100,000. From there, we look at the pipeline. How many inquiries typically convert into clients? How many conversations do you need to have? What visibility or marketing supports those conversations? And suddenly, your sales strategy becomes data-driven instead of emotionally driven. And this is where businesses begin to grow more consistently when they're having those types of conversations. Now, another reason financial mastery in your business is so important is because it helps you make better decisions as a business owner overall. Without financial clarity, many decisions, and actually most of them, are made completely on emotional ground. Should I hire help? Should I raise my prices? Should I take on another project? Should I invest in support and mentorship? But when you understand your numbers, you can answer those questions from a place of data. You can see what your business is producing 6 months in advance, where your profit margins sit, what capacity you have available, and where growth opportunities exist. It moves you out of guessing and into leadership. Leadership in your business direction. Now, there's another layer to this conversation that I think is absolutely incredibly important. And financial mastery is not just about growing revenue. It's about building a business that supports the life you want to leave. It's about building a business that supports the life you want to live. When we build financial models inside my mentorships, we always look at the whole picture, not just the business. the woman running it is the most important. Her lifestyle, her family, her capacity, her energy. Because I'm not interested in helping women build businesses that burn them to the ground. Absolutely not. That's not why we're here. A successful business is one that generates income and sales revenue while still allowing you to live your life. And financial forecasting allows us to design that intentionally. Understanding your numbers is not an optional skill for business owners. It is a CEO requirement. When you step into the role of CEO in your business, your responsibility expands beyond the creative work. You begin looking at revenue, profit, forecast sales strategy, capacity growth. This is how businesses grow sustainably. And this is why I encourage the women I work with to implement their CEO days into their businesses. Days where they step out of delivery and step into leadership. Because reviewing their financial data, looking at their forecasts, understanding where the business is heading, because businesses don't grow by accident. They grow through leadership of understanding all elements of the business model. And your financials become such a huge part of that. I cannot stress that enough. So I want to leave you with one question today before I dive into the 24th of March. If I asked you right now what revenue your business will generate this year, would you know the answer? And more importantly, would you know how that revenue will actually be created? Because if the answer is no, please know that this is something you can absolutely learn. And once you do, it will change how you lead your business forever. Financial mastery is not about becoming an accountant. It's about becoming a leader in your business. It's about understanding the numbers well enough that you can guide the direction of your business with confidence. Because when you know your numbers, you know your business. And when you know your business, growth becomes far more intentional. And that is why I would like to invite you and give you the opportunity to join me on Tuesday, the 24th of March this month at 10 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time online via Zoom for our Financial Mastery Masterclass. I'm going to be showing you how to build a very basic financial forecast model that will support you in the next financial year of your business. I want to show you what 3, 5 and 7K sales revenue months look like and how you could reflect this into your business as well. I want to show you what a simple financial tracker for each month looks like and how you can be operating and starting to understand your finances. I want to show you how a forecast model can support your sales strategy. So for that, I would love for you to join me online on Zoom on the 24th of March. The tickets are £68.40 and you can find the link in the show notes below. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. And March is all about money moves and how you can generate sales and money in your business, as well as understanding your financials. And if you don't follow us on Instagram, then please head over to our Instagram account at design_boss_diary, where you can learn so much more about the financials of your interior design business, as well as how to build solid foundations. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Design Boss Dialogue. If you love what you heard, then please share the podcast with your friends and any women that could do with a dose of empowerment just from me. I would love to hear your thoughts around today's podcast with your key takeaways and wins, because your feedback means everything to me. Also, don't forget to leave a review as well as hit that follow button so you never miss out on any inspiring conversations with me or any other trailblazing women I have on. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes, and remember, unleashing your inner design power and unlocking your true potential is only a click away. See you next time.